This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 978 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from the eventing radio show's Martin Collins Weekly Training Tip. This time, Joe Meyer catches up with Ruthie Harbison with some advice on horse shopping. And we'll get right to our tip after this important message from EquestrianCollections.com.
Hi, Glenn here, back with you, and I have Debbie with Equestrian Collections with the Equestrian Collections Product of the Week.
Hi, Glenn. This week, I want to remind everybody in horses is familiar with joint supplements for their horses. But I am going to tell you about a product that we sell that is actually for people. It is the Cosamin ASU supplement. And the reason I feel so comfortable talking about this is I use it, and I had some pretty major reasons to use it lately. And I have also recommended it to two other friends who have used it, and they love it. And it was referred to me by my vet, whose husband uses it. So I feel real comfortable that this is a joint supplement over and above any of the over-the-counter glucosamines that you can buy at your grocery store. This also has MSM in it, which horse people are familiar with, which not all the joint supplements in the world have that. It's a little bit expensive, but I'm telling you, it works so well that I feel like it's worth the extra money for this Cosamin ASU supplement. It's made by the same folks you get Cosequin from, only this one is for humans. So take a look at that at www.equestriancollections.com.
And I can tell you that my wife uses it. She has worn a knee brace for 20 years. She started using Cosamin ASU about 2 years ago after trying many, many others, and no knee brace anymore, and she religiously takes one every day.
This is the fourth, then, recommendation that I've had from people who actually need it. And you don't have to just take one. There's a build-up. You can take 2 in the morning and 2 at night if you really need it, and then ratchet it down a bit. It's absolutely the best thing and that I have found for joint pain in humans.
All right, very good. You can find that at EquestrianCollections.com. Just search for Cosamin, Cosamin ASU. You'll find that just by doing the search.
So I've got Ruthie Harbison with me. I've managed to intercept her from getting off the mower to getting to the pool. And she's going to give us a couple of tips on buying your new horse.
Well, I think when you talk about buying a new horse or finding your new partner, you could go on for hours and hours and hours about all the different ins and outs and needs and wants and everything. But I take a lot of people on shopping trips, and they always say the same thing: how will I know? Or which horse would I buy? Should I buy? And I think there are a couple things that I've found over and over throughout the years that seem to be true of the perfect horse for you. And one is instinct. When you go to buy a horse, you should have that googly, wonderful feeling when you get off the horse. You shouldn't be talking yourself into a horse. That usually is a sign that it's wrong from the beginning. I think the second thing is you have to have that love feeling and think about it when you go home at night, and it has to be the horse that doesn't have a lot of weaknesses in your mind that you feel that you can overcome with time, because generally those weaknesses that you don't like in the beginning will continue to bother you as you go further along with the horse. And I think another thing is with trainers and agents going around looking at horses, and a lot of people do that these days. I always tell my clients or my students, I'm not here to tell you the horse to buy. I'm here to tell you the horse not to buy. And what that means is you have to really pick the horse that pulls at your heartstrings and is the right horse for you. It may not be the perfect horse on paper. It may not be the horse that you were thinking of movement-wise or that you had really signed up for, but you should have advice on not buying buying the wrong horse, making sure you don't buy the wrong horse. But as far as the perfect horse, I think that is an individual's decision who is actually riding the horse. And I do love Jimmy Wofford's quote of if he had something that he had to hang his hat on every day, he would want to have a horse that he loved seeing its face sticking out of over the stall guard every morning when he came out to go to the barn. And I think that's very true. And so that is generally, in a nutshell, my training tip.
Well, that about does it. For links to topics and guests on today's show, you can go to horsetipdaily.com and look for episode 978. You can have all of the great Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free Horse Radio Network app for iPhone or Android. Just go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. Do it today. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. This podcast has been made possible through the generous support of EquestrianCollections.com and listeners like you. And if you have a topic you'd love to hear a tip on, you can email us at the show via the website contact page. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.